All right, everybody, welcome to our In the Pink team call. We do these every Tuesday night, 9:30. Reason we do it so late is because I am Dawn Andrews, Emerald Ambassador, and I have 5 kids, and I put them all to bed and read them all stories, and that takes a really long time. So by 9:30, I'm settled down and have my notes together and ready to work and be with all of you guys. So thank you for joining me so late. I think what tonight is going to be really helpful, and I'm going to get into the topic, which the topic tonight is going to be really about how to create duplication on our team, and what does that look like, what does that mean, and to offer what I think is a good system that I can offer you guys as, you know, my lovely team, and certainly it's something that we can tweak, and I'm going to get into it all in a minute. But before I do, I'll tell you guys a little bit if you're brand new, and I did see some new names and faces, so I want to kind of go over real quick the team and how you ended up here. You are a part of the In the Pink team, which means you are a part somewhere in my downline. So you're probably, you have maybe another sponsor, so you're likely on another team page, but you are also in the Pink team page. Our team has right now about 900 people on the team. That is active and inactive, but that is the larger team. Our stats are, I'd say we're based out of Virginia because that's where I live, but of course, with the way social media works, we're all over the place. We're all over the United States. But in the state of Virginia, which is where most of our team is, Virginia, North Carolina, we're one of 2 jewel teams in our area, which is Hampton Roads, and we're one of 3 jewel teams in the whole state of Virginia. So that's super cool. So like I said, I'm Emerald, did the Emerald back in December, and so the next place is Sapphire and then Diamond. So we're full speed ahead. And of course, you know, you guys know how much I love gold. So I'm thinking maybe the first diamond team in Virginia would be a really cool title for us. So anyway, that's where we're going. We have a bunch of golds on our team and now some senior golds. So we've got some really strong leaders. So you're likely on a team of another really strong leader. And so I'm going to be talking about how we're going to utilize some of the leadership skills that we have on our team to implement what I think will be a really great duplicatable system for us to be able to train our new people, and most of all, to make our new people successful. Let's see, I want to go over real quick. There is a really cool contest going on right now. I've only posted about it one time, so I want to reiterate it on the team call, and I actually just bumped it up to the top on our team page, so you can kind of read it again. You want to make sure if, you know, we're offering these contests are always for anybody on my team, levels 1 through 6. So make sure people that are on your team, even if they're like a level 5 or 6 of mine, they're certainly eligible to win these contests. So make sure that they know about them and that you make it available to your teams, maybe on your team page, or even send it in a personal message. So there's 3 parts of the contest this month. The first one is you can get into a drawing to win $100, and you just have to do a series of things to get your name into the drawing. Let's see, and I'm gonna go over it real quick because I think the more we hear it, the more we remember it. If you host an event, you get 2 entries into the drawing for $100. If you help someone else host an event, you get 1 entry. Okay, if you do a team training, you get 2 entries. If you do a one-on-one training, you get 1 entry. And for every event sip and see that you do, you get the $10 from me, period. So do 5 sip and sees, get $50. Now they have to be your sip and sees. It's not like go to somebody else's. This is something that you host personally. And a sip and see can be anything from, it can be in your house with some friends, it could be at your church, it could be at a restaurant, it doesn't have to be fancy, but it is just getting people together in a space where you're going to present Plexus, let them try the pink drink, and give them information about the products in the business. So do those things, and certainly it's the honor system, so you guys have to keep track of it. So what'll happen is at the end of the month, I'll ask everybody to turn in their number, and I'll put their name on the drawing that many times for the $100. The second part of the contest is the top 2 people, my top 2 team builders this month are going to automatically win a photo shoot and a makeover. As you know, you kind of go up in the ranks and you rank up and you're going to do events. It's really cool to have a professional photo for our invitations. So We're going to do that for 2 people. And if you're out of state, we're going to work it out. I don't know. I haven't figured out the details yet, but I'll work it out. Don't worry. Trust me on that. If there happens to be a tie, we'll have to break it with the highest PB. All right. And then the third part of the contest is as a team, if we reach 2,200 points, which maybe some of you that are new might not understand that, but I'll keep you updated. If we reach 2,200 points this month, we're going to do every single person that added at least one ambassador gets their name put in a drawing to win a mini iPad. So that one's sort of contingent, but that one's pretty cool too. All right, so don't forget about the contest, and I'll try to remind you guys throughout the month about it. Let's see. We've got some events coming up I want to tell you about. I just saw that there's Samantha at Goodwin and Kristen Bailey are hosting one in North Carolina. She just posted that on the team page. Let's see, Jessica Gilden is going to be doing an opportunity event on February the 25th in Norfolk, so be looking for that one. Missy Pitts is going to be doing an opportunity event on Tuesday, February the 23rd at the Holiday Inn, so be looking for that invitation. Carrie did one last night, so her team did a great job. The Gills, Jeff and Amy Gill, are doing one this Saturday night at the Green Turtle, so that one's going to be great. I think that's at 6:30. I'm taking my husband to that one. We're going to go ahead and make that a date night. I always like Plexus in the form of a date night. That's always fun. And then I'm coming to North Carolina for all my Raleigh people on March the 12th. So I'm coming there as a special guest for another team, but we certainly want a good turnout for our team. So that's going to be pretty cool. Okay, I think that was all I had. If I missed any events, if I missed anybody, which it's very likely that I did, put them in the chat. There's a chat button down here on Zoom, and you can just tell me, good, Melanie had her launch event last weekend. Good job. Awesome. So you can put your events and post them there. I try to keep up, but sometimes I don't, and I miss. And if I ever miss something, I just go ahead and put it out there. I'm sorry. All right, guys. So let's get started. Okay. So on the Destination Diamond Dream Team Monday call, I just listened to it, and it was all about duplication and how important duplication is in our business. Now, I, of course, have been hearing this. I've been doing this for 2 years now, and I've been hearing and hearing and hearing it. And I always kind of think, you know, am I doing it right? Do I have a good system? And honestly, the answer is no. Even after 2 years of kind of trying to wrap my head around how do I make sure that the people on my team understand how to do this business so they, in fact, can be successful. And I think it's sort of something that it's a little tricky, and I think that as I was talking to some of my team leaders, everybody kind of feels the same way. There's so much going on, and there's so much information out there. How do we take the information that's out there and all of the resources, kind of condense them down into a manageable form so our new people don't get overwhelmed, and then can take those resources and hit the ground running right away. And so it's not a lot of stuff to kind of muddle through. So honestly, you guys, I thought about it. I prayed about it, because that's what I like to do, is like, okay, God, I don't have the answer. I'm not really sure how to wrap my head around it. So please download something. And I feel like he kind of did. And I'm going to kind of go into where this idea came from, and then I'm going to attempt to share my screen to go through what I think is a pretty cool model, and then I'll work with some of you guys. You know, I want some feedback too, because this is just my shot at it, and I want to work with all of you to kind of tweak it for something that we can really use. As I was thinking about how people learn, one thing that I went back to, I thought, you know, I used to homeschool my kids, and one of the education models that I absolutely love is the classical education model. Some of you guys might be nodding if you know what that is. Most people do not. It is not how public school teaches. It's not how we generally are taught in a school format. Classical education, I'm going to give you guys a little classical education background so you kind of understand where I'm going with this. Means that you go at it there's a repetition. And in the classic for children, what you do is you present the information one time, they hear it, then you present the information again, and they hear it again, and you continually present the information over and over again, so there's retention there. And as the repetition continues, eventually they get to a phase of not just hearing it, retaining it, but then they can go sort of to the next place of actually then dealing, like grappling with the information. So you hear it, you start to retain it, then you start to mull it over. After you start to mull it over, then you go to a place of being able to teach it. So there's sort of like 3 steps in the classical education model, and it starts with repetition. So I started thinking about that, and I thought, you know, that is a really great model for us to use for our new ambassadors, because we can't just throw the information out there one time and throw it out there on maybe one training call and expect them to kind of get it and to be able to move to the next level of being able to utilize and use the information and then eventually teaching. That takes a lot of time. So, and maybe make sure everybody's muted here, because I don't think everybody is. Hang on. I'm going to mute everybody so there's not background noise. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen because I kind of came up with this, and this is a duplicate. I feel like this is a pretty good duplicatable model. And it's all based on our new success kit, which our new ambassadors, anybody that signs up now is receiving this new ambassador success kit. Everybody that attended Super Saturday got one. So if you attended it, you have one in your hands. If you did not, it's going to be available sometime this month. So we're going to be able to order these success kits and have them. I think they're going to be $16.99. I'm going to say to my team, I'm not just going to encourage you. If I'm allowed to require you to order one, I will, but I can't do that. So I highly encourage, I strongly suggest that everybody purchase at least one of these, because it's an excellent, excellent, excellent resource. And we're going to be using it on our team to teach from. I feel like the information in here is top notch. It's all the stuff that we've been getting in all these resources that I've seen come down the pike for the last 2 years. It has really been compiled in this success guide exactly the way that it needs to be compiled, in a manageable form. So training from this is going to be super easy, super duplicatable. And I really feel like this is, you know, as our company has grown, even since I've been there, for a long time, it kind of felt like, it was growing so fast and rapidly without a lot of controls that we were kind of in the wild, wild west. We were all kind of trying to figure out what's the best way to train, what information do we use, you know, there's stuff everywhere. Corporate kind of got a handle on that with who we just hired. We have an ambassador training relations person, Marianne, and they put together this. And so this is really corporate's first duplicatable system that they want us to use, and it's a great system. So anyway, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to walk through this thing. Here we go. Okay, where is what I want here? I want that back there. It's not oh geez. Can you guys still see me? Everybody see me? Oh, where is it? Oh, there it is. That's what I want right there. Share screen with that. Okay, I think I did it. Everybody got thumbs up? Everybody can still see me and now see my screen? Give me some thumbs up, y'all. Amy, I can see you. Can you tell me? Okay, thank you. Because I can't hear anybody, but I can see everybody. Okay. All right, so think in threes. I want everything that we're going to be thinking here, because I need things simple. Things too complicated, I start shutting down. So I'm just going to assume everybody else does too. So I want you guys to think about this system in cycles of 3. All right, everything I'm doing is in 3. It's 7 days to success, so it's a week-long kind of program, a model for training, but it's in sets of 3. All right, so we're going to talk about day 1. So it follows this 3-part system in the first week of adding a brand new ambassador for a very powerful start. So you sign up your brand new ambassador. Day 1, we've got 3 steps that we go through. Number 1, we're going to send a welcome email to your new ambassador, and it needs to include your story. If they don't, even if they already know your story, who cares? I want you to write it again. So you're going to have this already kind of pre-written. When you started Plexus, maybe briefly state your why you started Plexus, what Plexus has done for you, and of course how excited you are to have them on your team. So your personal story. And then within that very first welcome email, you're going to include the 10 steps for a strong start. Now that is this right here. It's the quick start guide. So it's going to be in their welcome pack. Now, they're not going to have this yet, and that's okay, because they just ordered Okay, so this is the first day, but this is where that classical education model is gonna come in. We're gonna work on repetition. Every time they see this stuff, hear this stuff, it's going to really become cemented for retention. So you're gonna list the 10 steps for a strong start, and you're welcome. This is super easy, and what I will do is probably it's really easy. It's just 10 little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I was thinking maybe make a graphic. I'll take a volunteer if anybody wants to make that graphic for me. That would be awesome. If I don't get any volunteers, I'll do it like on Pick Collage or something. So we have a nice graphic to use for this strong start. Okay, so that's the first thing you're gonna do. Number 2 thing you're gonna do is you're gonna send the Plexus Journey video. Now, I've included it here. I can't get it to Blue Link. Somebody that's more tech savvy is gonna have to tell me how I get it to Blue, connect in the Word document. That'll be a learning. But anyway, that we're gonna make sure that everybody has access to that. The Plexus has something called plexuslearningcenter.com, and you can get all these videos there. If you have never gone there, go to that learning center, because everything that corporate kind of puts out every week is there. So you're going to send that. It's a quick 3-minute video, but it's very encouraging. It's got all of our kind of new ambassadors. It's up to date. It's modern. They just launched it at Super Saturday. So you're going to send that video. All right, and then the things that you're going to do, the third thing you're going to do is welcome your new ambassador to the team pages, okay? If you have a team page, then welcome them to your team page. Welcome your new ambassador to the In the Pink team page. Now, of course, you have to add them to the team page before you welcome them, or you can't really tag them. So you want to right away add them to the page. Once they kind of accept the invitation, then you can highlight their name, and then they can see that they'll be notified. We have something called the Destination Diamond Dream page, which is our much larger team. We're a part of a very successful large team in Plexus. My personal sponsor is Celeste Gwynn. She's the top ambassador in the company and has 35,000 people under her. So it's a huge team. We just happen to be a team that has this huge team and then our team. We're nowhere in between, so to speak. There's no happy medium there. So that's a huge team page. So I'm going to make that optional. If you think that you want to add your person to that, great. If you don't, because it might be too big and you feel like it's too much, then that's okay too. The good thing about that team page is they know that they're a part of something much larger and grander, and you can also announce people. We can announce our promotions on that. A lot of times we get information there that we wouldn't otherwise get. Okay. We also have Share Your Journey page, which is a Facebook page for our customers, but you might already have one, or your sponsor might already have one, because I know many people have started their own customer page. That's fine. You definitely want to add your new ambassador to some sort of customer support page, because you want a way for them to add their customers, okay? And a customer page is just that. It's geared for customers. So anytime we have promotions, my computer I'm going to make sure my computer is plugged in here. Anytime we have, promotions, specials, new products, you want to talk about testimonies, that's important to have a customer page, because that's how you keep them connected. So you want to have that in place. If you don't have one, and you don't feel like maybe you have the time to put into one, you can always use the Share Your Journey page. I also recommend you add them to a large ambassador support page. There's the Plexus Journeys, which is fine, and you might know of a better one, and so I'll leave that kind of as a discussion. Someone might know a really great one that I don't even know about, but you want to make sure you have that too. Okay, so that would be day 1 initially. 1, 2, 3 steps. Here we go. All right, let me kind of scroll up here. All right. And I'll be looking for chats if you guys have any questions. All right, so let's say, so that's day 1. Day 2. All right, now day 2, this is your invitation day. Again, we've got 3 steps. Number 1, you're gonna invite your new ambassadors to the weekly team calls. That's really important, because we get used to these team calls, but they don't really know what they are, and they also probably sometimes don't even understand Zoom, and that might be super intimidating. So you're gonna need to kind of explain that. So making that personal invitation to our team call is important, where you say, hey, we have a team call every Tuesday, it's at 9:30, it's Zoom, you can click it and launch it from your computer, or you can download it from your phone, all right? So make sure they understand that. you also might have a team call for your team. All right, so make sure they know about it so they can put it on their calendar so it's not last minute. Because these calls are very important because it's what connects us. It's what builds community. It makes us not feel like we're out there alone, right? This is like our water cooler of the office. Okay, number 2 thing, let's see. This is your invitation part. This is part of step 1. You're also going to then invite them. You need to know our calendar, and you need to invite them. This is sort of like putting stuff on their calendar. Invite them to local events. So that's why it's important to understand what's going on the team. Invite them to local events. And if they're out of town, we want to initially connect them to a jewel team wherever they live. Okay, and if you're not sure how to do that, I can help you, because I have Facebook pages where I have access to people that are diamonds and sapphires and emeralds, and I can say, hey, who's in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and they can give me names, and we can put those people in contact, because we want to make sure that we put our new people with a strong team that's really thriving. So it's important we place them in a good spot. So that's super important to get them connected. All right, number 2 thing you're going to do on day 2 is you're going to send the product video. We want people to feel confident with the products right away. We always lead with the products. That's very important. That can feel overwhelming. So I really feel like it's important to start with that. So send the product video. And I also recommend that maybe you give an incentive, like not just, hey, here's the video, like watch the video and then let me know something that you learned that was the most interesting thing that you found in the video that maybe you didn't already know. And maybe you even offer a incentive to say, let me know what your favorite thing was, and I'll send you a water bottle, or I'll send you a special gift, because you probably want to send them something anyway to welcome them to the team. And so you can kind of throw that out there. Accountability is super important, and asking people to give you a time, like this is day 2, watch the product video. I really want to know what, by the end of the day, what you think about the product video. All right, or when do you think you're going to have time to watch it? That kind of thing. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3 is, this is important. This is new. I want you to start a 3-way chat with your new ambassador and your sponsor. All right, so like a Facebook chat. Facebook, I think, is the best way to do it. If for some reason the person is not on Facebook, which most people are, maybe you could do a text. All right, you can do like a 3-way text type thing. But you want to do your sponsor, the new person, and you're just going to introduce your sponsor to your new ambassador. So this is like Joanna says to me, hey, Dawn, I want to introduce you to Amy. She's my newest ambassador. She lives in Florida. I'm super excited to see where she goes on her journey. Super easy, all right? But that helps your sponsor connect, and it helps your new person have another connection, another resource, all right? And we're going to use this for training as I go through my days. All right, so then now we get to day 3, 4. So we're kind of in the next part, we're given it 2 days to kind of get through this training. All right, so what I'm going to plan to do as your sort of Emerald ambassador on your team, as your lead person, is I'm going to make 3 training videos, all right? And I'm going to keep them under 10, well, I'm going to try, because I'm chatty. I'll try to almost say under 15 minutes. I'll do my best to keep them around 10 minutes so they're not too lengthy. But what I've kind of done is I've divided up, taken this getting started guide and divided it up into 3 sections. All right, so remember, we're working in 3s. You always remember that, working in 3s. So I'm going to do 3 different training videos that you can then send to your people that breaks up this guide. Now remember, even on day 3 or 4, they might not have this guide yet, but that's okay, because if we're doing this effectively, we're using that classical education model where we're giving them the information before they even see this. So when they see it, when they start reading it, it's familiar. It's like, oh yeah, all right, I saw a video kind of about that. I've heard of that before. And that's going to help with retention, and it's going to help with people feeling more confident with the information, instead of waiting until they get it and then reading it and then training on it. Okay, so that's kind of the thinking, the method of my method here. All right, so there's going to be a part 1 training video that comes right from the success guide. It's going to include your why, stating your why. That's really important as a new ambassador. Your goals, goal setting. It's going to go over Frank's, which is, that's the list making that we do. Go ahead and tell everybody on the call. That stands for a list where you look at friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, spouse. Well, you have one spouse. So you make your list off of those things. That's called the Frank's list. All right. You hear all these little fun and acronyms, but you'll come to know them well. So that'll go over your making your list. We're going to go over IPA, which is income reducing activities, follow up, and 3 ways to buy. So that ton of day 3 or 4 is pretty intense. Those are some pretty big things that we're going to go over, but we're going to cycle them back around. All right. So don't worry about giving them too much information. Okay. So that's part 1 of that day. Then we're going to have 2 assignments. All right. So this is active. It's important to be interactive and active and ask for action. So we're going to get our new ambassadors to write and share their why and their goals on that 3-way chat that we established on day 2. All right. So that's going to be part of it. So now I'm like, Joanna, who's our key person on the thread with me and Amy, right? I'm the sponsor. Then there's Joanna. Then there's Amy. Amy's our new ambassador. And we say, Amy, we want you, if you could just please, we want you to share your why. Why are you excited about Plexus? What are your goals? Or what are your health goals? What are your financial goals? Let's talk about your why, and then let's talk about your goals. And so that's going to go on between the 3 of you. You want your new person to talk about their 1-month goal, and you might need to lead them a little bit. Do you want to make $200? Do you want to pay for your products? Do you want to make $500? What does that look like for you? Your 3-month goals and your 6-month goals. And that's all we need to do for now. All right. Getting more into like the 12-month goals and the 1-year goal, or the 1 year, 3 year, all that comes later. But initially a 1, 3, 6, this is important because as a new sponsor, you kind of want to know where your person's coming from. I mean, if they tell you they want to make $1,000 in the first month, then you know you got a business builder on your hands. You got to go get her. Then you need to show this person how to do it. Someone says, well, I just really want to get my products paid for. Okay, that's a little different. So that's going to help you determine how much information and how you work with these people. All right. In that IP and that thread that we have established. All right. This is kind of like our 3-way call thread. You also want, if your person is a go-getter and really excited and really ready to rock this business, you need to talk to them about the Fast Start program. That is really important. I haven't put that in here, but that's going to be, you need to talk about that, how they can achieve Fast Start gold. If they get 20 people on their team in the first 30 days, how everything doubles. They get big time bonuses. And not only that, it catapults them for promotions. 20 people in your first 30 days is going to rock your business. Trust me. So that's going to be all in that thread that you're doing, that you're talking about with your sponsor. And as you've got your upline there too, and so that person can speak to it too. And there's something really beautiful and great about 3 people talking and a 3-person kind of pouring into each other. I have some of those already going on my Facebook, and I love them. I really do. I love to kind of have those 3-way chats going. There's just something really great and encouraging about those. All right. So number 3, assignment. Again, you're going to have them make their list of 100, the Frank's list, the 100, and then you're going to have them initially, just to keep it simple, reach out to 5 people on day 3 or 4. Okay, now you've got your list. You've got this really great list. You're going to be intentional about reaching out to 5 people, and then have them share those 5 people on the 3-way chat, because there's accountability there. Okay. Now that you have this 3-way chat going on, when your new person starts to have interaction, when they get a new customer, when they have an ambassador prospect, guess what? The first thing they're going to do is they're going to go to that 3-way chat and they're going to tell you about it because they're excited. And then you can get excited with them. And then that also can become a question answer, like, oh, so-and-so asked me about Plexus and I'm not sure what to say. What should I say? And then you've got 2 people who are their upline are able to help them, give them suggestions and ideas. All right. So that's day 3 or 4. And then again, it's a boom, 1, 2, 3. All right. Now we're going to day 4 or 5. You're going to easy peasy. You're going to send the part 2 training. Right. I'm going to do these videos and it comes from the manual. Part 2 is going to go over social media, sharing Plexus, marketing and branding. Okay. So that's pretty intense. That's a pretty big topic, but it's a really important one. We're going to have 2 assignments. Again, keep it simple. Video, 2 assignments. Assignment 1 is you're going to launch the Facebook post. Now, by this time, they could have been really excited and already made a Facebook post, and that's awesome. But this assignment is going to be where they share their why. So it's going to be very intentional. It's going to be, you know, where they kind of put themselves out there. You're going to encourage them to be very real, very authentic, very vulnerable. I personally love videos. They get the best response. And so if you can get your person to do a video, if that doesn't intimidate them too bad, get them to do a video. It's very important to keep videos between 3 and 5 minutes. 3 minutes is ideal. 5 minutes is max. You lose interest after that. Trust me, I made enough videos to know. Okay, so get them, encourage them to do a really great why, and you're on that 3-way chat. So you can even get them to write the why. Remember, you talked about it on the second day. Get them to write it, share it with you, and then you can give them some feedback. Yes, this is a great post. Yeah, I'd leave that out. I mean, give them good coaching. At this point, your people need good coaching to be successful. The third thing you're going to do for an assignment is you're going to get them to plan a launch event. That's very important right away. Get something on the calendar. Don't let that one go. That really launches someone's business. Now, if it's not somebody local that you can actually go do it at their house, then you need to plan an online event. That's not hard to do. You plan it on a Sunday night, Tuesday, whatever. We have models for that. We have Facebook party models. So you want to plan an online event if you can't get there. You could do a Facebook event. You could also do a live Zoom event. All right, that's another option. So we've got a couple options there where it's something like this, where you can just kind of walk through the opportunity. And I would recommend keeping those around 30 minutes. If you're going to do a live event, like a live Zoom event, try to keep it in 30 minutes because you've got guests and they're probably not going to stick around for much longer than that. Okay, so very good. So we got day 4 or 5. So we're giving you kind of 2 days to get through that part of it. Video, 2 assignments. Again, 1, 2, 3. Day 6, 7. So this completes our week. We're going to send part 3 of the training video on the success guide. It's going to talk about how to build a team. So at that point, we're going to start getting into the importance of building a team and how to build a team, the compensation plan specifically, and the back office. Now, within the Getting Started guide, they have a whole nother guide just about the compensation plan. So this is going to be something in the video that I'll go through. There's also a really great video about the compensation plan that they just put out. So we're going to send that video also. We want them to understand the compensation plan. That's very important. And I think it's something that oftentimes we miss and we just kind of figure, we'll all figure it out as we get paid. But that will help people strategize their business if they understand the comp plan. And we want them to have the confidence to be able to then explain it if someone else is interested. So we're going to try to do a better job of getting into the comp plan early on and then do a back office kind of overview. So that's not intimidating either. So you send the video, and then the assignment for the last day, for the day 6, 7, is going to be just now we're going to get them to plan a one-on-one coffee lunch. All right, that's it. So that's what you're going to do. And again, you're using that 3-way chat to give these assignments. All right, so that's what you want them to do. They give you the date, bam, they're off to a great start. If we can get our people really kind of moving and grooving in the first week with some action steps, with some assignments, I think that we're going to see them feel confident and successful and to really start building their business right off the bat. Okay, one thing I did not say, another thing that we're going to implement to kind of capitalize on this classical training model of repetition is there's 3-part series, like 3-part videos that I'm going to do to send, but then we're going to do every Wednesday night. Now we're going to do a new ambassador training call. All right. I kind of had done those every week for a while, and then I kind of scaled back and started doing them once a week or once a month. But we're going to start doing them every week, every Wednesday again, and we're going to get team leaders to lead them. The way we're going to do it is we're going to do them in 3 cycles. Just like we have the 3 videos, we're basically going to be doing the calls in part 1, 2, and 3. All right. So the first call in cycle 1 will be on the first part. Then there's going to be call 2, call 3, and then the next week we go back to 1. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So what happens is let's say you have an ambassador, and it's okay if they jump on when we're in call 2, when we're going over social media. That's fine, because they're still going to be getting all 3 parts in video form. And then even if they jump on the call that week that we're doing call part 2, great. They learn about social media. The next week they learn about building their team, their compensation plan, the back office, and then that's okay, because then the next week we'll just jump right back over. But yeah, the same information is going to be presented in the videos, which are in order. So again, we're just really trying to get the repetition in there. They're going to see it basically in 3 different places, the same information. They're going to see it in video form, they're going to see it in live training form, and then they're also going to see it in written form when they get it here in the success kit. Okay, and then let's see, the only thing I put on here too was this is something that Plexus is launched for in our success kit, so I think maybe it's something we might want to embrace. It's called Strive for a Perfect 10 Week, so we can talk to our people about that. So 3 + 3 + 3 + 1 = 10. So what they're saying they want us to duplicate is we're sharing Plexus products with 3 people, the opportunity with 3 people, you're sharing your skills with 3 team members, and you're participating in 1 event. And a team call is an event, it's fine, whatever, any kind of event. So we can kind of talk about that too, striving for the perfect 10 week. And then at the end of maybe the first week, you know, you're like, okay, you've had a week in Plexus. How are we doing on the strive for the perfect 10 week? Now, assuming, you know, our shipping is exactly the way it's supposed to be, people should have their welcome packs in a week. So, you know, you go through this really nice training, and then they get their welcome pack, and then we're offering the training calls. Okay, and that's, let's see, how do I go? I don't know how to stop sharing my screen. Oh, stop share. That would be why. That would be how. Stop share. There you guys are. All right, so that was a lot of information. I have 6 chats, so let me see what people are saying. Should we invite 3rd levels to your page? Yes, let's see, I'll make sure I'll start at the first one. A lot of messages. Okay, good. So Teresa Lee. Oh, good. Let me go. So I'm going to go through some of my chat to make sure I got everything. Teresa and Amber. Oh, good. You're doing an opportunity event on the 20th in Pembroke. Awesome. Yes, I'm going to tweak this. I just honestly worked on this today because I just had the idea to put this thing together like this morning while I was in the shower. So that was like my first shot at it, and I really want y'all's feedback. And so I'm going to ask for feedback on what I just presented. If you see something that isn't quite setting right, or you've got some suggestions, let's make this thing a team document that we can work from. And absolutely, we'll load it and make it really easy. And I think maybe even not sure how to do it. It might be a PowerPoint might be right. Maybe it's one document, but we'll make sure that we have it so it's really easy for you to have access to it and then attach it and send it. And so the idea is, as all of you team leaders have the system, as you're teaching the system, then it's easy for them to say, oh, I know the system. I did the system. I got the system. Boom. And they can build, they can add their team members and really kind of very easily send the system on down the line. So it'll be accessible to everyone. Yes, Teresa, should we invite 3rd levels to your page? Definitely, because we've got contests going on, and the contests are always for levels 1 through 6, 7. And so, you want your people to have every opportunity to get involved with the contest and also the resources. If someone says they just want to join for wholesale, do you suggest we send all this info anyway, or a condensed version? Probably, that's probably going to be a judgment call on your part. If someone's, they're just wanting wholesale and they want no parts of the business, that might be a little much. They might be like, whoa, I told you I didn't want to buy, and I wasn't interested. And so maybe just some basic videos, what you would do anyway for a wholesale person, treat them like a customer. Definitely send them the product video. Maybe send them the journeys video, because that one's pretty good. invite them. I always say, even wholesale people, invite them to the team calls. Make sure you recognize them on the team page, because you never know if somebody, you know, might decide differently that they're ready to share. Because that's happened many, many, many times in my own personal business, where I've had what I thought was a wholesale buyer turn into a great business builder. Have I heard anything more about when they're going to be available? I have not. I think originally I heard February like 16th, but I haven't heard an update on that, so I don't know. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Snipped everything tonight if anyone wants it. Cool. Let's see. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Very good. All right, we've got a few minutes. That was a lot of information, you guys. Do you have anything anybody wants to ask me directly? You guys can unmute yourself and ask me.